Hello, my name is Tyler Eck, and I'm going to give you a brief presentation over the Petrobras bribery scandal that occurred in Brazil around the time of 2014. Before we get into the content of this bribery scandal, I'd like to present a few key players that are important in our story. First being Lula da Silva. He was the president of Brazil from 2003 to 2011. More importantly, he was the mentor and predecessor of Dilma Rousseff. Dilma Rousseff was the ex-chairman of Petrobras from 2003 till 2010, as well as the Brazilian president from 2011 to 2016. During that time, she was re-elected in 2014. Now, the content of this bribery scandal comes directly from the government in their relation to Petrobras. We see this through the government awarding contracts as well as construction firms giving contracts to Petrobras that are way overpriced. This overpricing allows Petrobras to kick a percentage of their overpriced contract back to political figures and the elites of Brazil. This is a common case of the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, because Petrobras is taking extra money that they did not deserve, that they did not earn, and giving it directly back to the political figures of Brazil. So, from this, a little background on Petrobras: they were the largest oil company in Brazil and one of the largest in the world. And through their overcharging and through their kickback to political figures, and as it got more discovered, it led to political and population outrest. They called for outs of all political figures as well as Petrobras. We see this as it got uncovered through Operation Car Wash, which initially served to uncover money laundering scandals within the Brazilian population. Now, as they dig deeper within this operation, they found out the vast corruption of Petrobras' network. They affected political figures, elites of Brazil, and even larger Brazilian companies that were already established and big, like Odebrecht and JBS, as well as foreign companies that eventually received global penalties. This was a huge network of scandal that affected the Brazilian population in such a way that they called for the outs of everybody. Furthermore so, they did impeach Dilma Rousseff for mismanagement issues. However, the public really directed and really connected her with this scandal, even though she was found to have no play with the scandal. For Lula, he was convicted and was found with his ties in the scandal. Furthermore so, the political crisis caused a new political party within the Brazilian politics. It's the Workers' Party, advocating and benefiting for the working population of Brazil, and not just the elites of Brazil. Furthermore so, it strengthened anti-corruption laws within Brazil and the nation with the Clean Company Act, which imposes stricter penalties for companies involved in scandalous acts. We can see how this is horrible. It's a common scandal act of a company is mixing its business and personal interest to further their success. Now, how does this relate to me? Within the Construction Management Association of America, one of their key ethical codes is integrity and responsibility. I mentioned this in my previous ethics assignment because it is important to me as I go throughout my professional career to hold integrity and responsibility in the forefront of all my business operations. If I go into a company and I put my personal affairs first, it could lead to scandalous activities just as this. If I promote integrity and responsibility through the actions I create, it will never lead to a scandalous operation, just as mentioned. One thing that they say directly within their ethical code of conduct is not to mix personal issues with business issues. Therefore, keeping the business operations at the front of all actions and not letting my personal interests get in the way. The minute it changes from me doing my own benefit, looking out for my own good, and trying to make me more profitable, more wealth, is when we get into that scandalous point of view. When I go into a business and keep their forefront in the front of my mind, as well as the population that our business affects, it will promote integrity and responsibility and a healthy welfare of company and economic growth. Furthermore, I appreciate your time in viewing of my presentation. Thank you.